We're live.
Is there anybody there? Hi everybody, my name is Carolyn from Prairie Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre. I'm the education coordinator. Now with this COVID-19 outbreak, most of our education programs have now been suspended. However, we don't want you guys to stop learning. So today we're going to be doing a 15-minute Talon talk. And we're hoping to have these every Thursday around this time. And we'll be learning about Manitoba's wildlife, issues they face, and about our ambassadors. So today with us we have a very special guest. This is Arctic. He is one of our non-releasable ambassadors. So as a rehabilitation center, one of our main goals is to always release animals back in the wild. However, sometimes they can't for some reasons. In Arctic's case, he was actually born in the U.S. as within a fur farm, and then he was illegally brought into Manitoba. Now, it is illegal to keep foxes as pets in Manitoba, and because of that, he was surrendered to us in 2011. Now, Arctic is about 12 to 13 years old, which is quite old for an Arctic fox. Typically in the wild, they'll live a couple of years, maximum 6, and in captivity they might live up to 14. Now because of this, we have a second special announcement today, and we're announcing that Arctic is now retiring. So for that, he has a nice little feast today. Arctic foxes, while we mostly think of them as a carnivore, they're actually quite omnivore, so they eat a variety of food. So you'll see that he has a bit of peanut butter as an extra treat, a bit of fruits and veggies, a bit of cut up meat, and also a little bit of commercial cat food. Does anybody have any questions about Arctic so far? Now, Arctic foxes are found in Manitoba within the northern part of the province. They're one of the most unique species of foxes because they're one of the only ones that change color. So Arctic foxes in the summer will lose their coat, they get a lot less puffy, and they turn brown. That way they can camouflage in with the grass. However, in the winter they'll change to a pure white color. You might notice that Arctic is not pure white, and that's due to him being raised in a fur farm. He's actually what is considered to be a Norwegian blue fox, which is just the color of his mutation, which means he's a little bit more gray in the winter. Are there any questions?
How long do they live?
So in the wild, usually 2 to 3 years, maximum of 6. However, in captivity, 14. Now Arctic is 12 to 13, so he's well into his golden years. Now, Arctic foxes are extremely unique as well in the Arctic environment because they tend to use dens for generations. Now, in the Arctic, the ground's really hard and very frozen, which makes it really hard for them to dig dens when they want to have babies. So instead, they reuse the same dens every year. And some of those dens have been known to be in use for over 100 years, which is pretty amazing. And some of them have been known to have over 100 entrances. Now, these dens are really important in the Arctic because as the fox live in them for multiple years, it starts to have a nutrient deposit from the fox's poop. And that leads to having a lot of plants around that area, which helps other animals because there's going to be more vegetation, so you have caribou coming in and other animals coming to that area. That's why they're considered to be an ecosystem engineer and very important in the Arctic environment.
We have a couple questions.
Sure.
My boys want to know what they eat in the wild.
So in the wild, they would eat a variety of things. So lemmings, birds, we would love eggs as well. And then they would also eat berries and a bit of plant matter, so leaves and things like that. They are also will scavenge off of the old carcasses that other animals have eaten, like polar bears. They might go and eat an old kill site of them.
The other question is, does the fur alter colors through the seasons?
So they change fur color from in the spring they'll turn usually a brown color, and it gets a lot thinner. And then in the winter, they usually turn white to blend in. Now, some Arctic foxes in the wild, there is something called the blue Arctic foxes, which will remain brown. They'll just change fur density. They'll get a thicker coat in the winter. And the reason why these foxes tend to stay that color is because they live on the coast near the sea where there's not a lot of snow and a lot more rocks. So they want to remain brown to blend in with those rocks. However, the majority of them will change to white in the winter.
Does he have a girlfriend or mate?
No, Arctic has been single his entire life. He is very happy. And that way he doesn't have to share any of his food.
How big are their litter, and do they have any babies? Do they have babies every year?
They can have babies every year, and Arctic foxes are known to have one of the largest litter sizes. They can have up to 25 babies in one litter. Now, typically you won't have 25, but they can if there's a lot of food, and it's a good time for them. You can see he's exploring a lot. He also was looking for places to hide his food. So Arctic foxes will do something we call caching, which means they take their food and they hide it to save it for later. You might notice that Arctic foxes have they're a lot smaller and they're a lot more rounded. Their ears aren't as large as the red foxes. Their nose is smaller. And that helps them to survive in the cold winter because there's less of their skin that's exposed to the cold.
What is their natural range of habitat in Manitoba?
So in Manitoba, in the north of the province, they have been known sometimes to wander down in the southern portion, but mostly up in Churchill in that area. And then they'll be found throughout the Arctic and in Russia and all those polar regions.
Okay, and does he howl like a wolf, or what sounds does he make?
So foxes don't howl. They make a variety of kind of strange noises, to be honest. I would recommend searching that up on YouTube to find it because I cannot imitate it at all. Any other questions? Now, Arctic foxes are territorial, but they are also known to travel very long distances. They can travel very quickly in the Arctic and sometimes will do migrations, though we don't know what triggers them or why they decide to travel very far. Some of them have been known to come from Russia to Canada in very, very quick time.
He's almost done there.
Yeah. Now, as a way to thank Arctic for his hard work as an ambassador and to wish him well on his retirement, we ask that everybody who can or wants to makes a little drawing for Arctic, and if you tag us on Instagram or on Facebook, we will maybe feature you. And we will make available a coloring page for those who might need a little bit more inspiration. So we would love to get some retirement cards for Arctic.
And last, there's just a couple of questions. Is how good is their sense of smell?
They have a very, very good sense of smell. They can smell things from a few kilometers away, and that's how they're able to find sometimes old carcasses to eat in the winter.
And then a question is he skinny under that fur or chubby like our cat?
He is kind of chubby. As an older fox, we do want to keep him a little bit more on the plump side than skinny. That fur is about 1 inch to 2 inches thick, though, so there's quite a bit of fluff there. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you next week. If you have any ideas or things you would like for us to talk about next week, let us know in the comments.